So one of the things I feel like I've currently been struggling with in my life for the past, I think maybe 4 years, I've come to a realization, it's probably been 4 years of this going on, is that I pretty much lack direction and I lack fully diving in to a specific hobby or skill that brings me income, because I have so many things on my plate. I feel like I don't master anything almost. I don't really focus on anything, and I spend too much time actually just learning about it but not actually putting too much into action, or I just don't fully dive in. And so I feel like this has been holding me back. And really what was the wake-up call to me is that, damn, am I gonna be spilling too much? I don't know how I should say this without actually holding myself. Okay, let's just put it at this. From the start of this year to now, I haven't made more than $10,000. Yeah, let's just put it at that. And honestly, I mean, in 6 months, yeah, I should be already over at $10,000 made. And I feel like what is to blame is the fact that I'm spreading my time too thin. And how am I spreading my time too thin? Well, let me just start by listing all the things that I pretty much try to do. So one of the things is this YouTube channel. And I feel like this one is one of those things where I need to build it, and I will build it, but it's going to take time, and I can't really focus on it as much at the moment because, you know, it doesn't bring me any actual income that I need at the moment. This YouTube channel, hopefully it pays off in the long run. You know, this is just me documenting myself, and we'll see how this goes. Other thing I do is barbering. Barbering has been probably the most consistent in terms of, like, I know how much I'll probably make, but the thing is I haven't scaled from outside of mutuals and friends and family. So my clientele base is very small. I probably cut, should I put myself out there, bro? I probably cut like 5 heads a week, if that. And one of the reasons that I feel like I haven't scaled that is because I've always been almost like, in my head, I've always been like, I don't want to get my money by physically working and using a physical skill. I kind of like to be online and for shit to be more so not physically demanding, because I personally feel like this is low-key my opinion. I feel like I have the dedication, not the dedication, but like I just have the mind to learn technical things from online that other people don't have. And so the way I would see it is that I'll leave the physical demanding tasks to people that, you know, are actually, they like the physical shit, and then leave anything that's on the computer, online, technical with me. And I don't know if I worded that right or if it even comes across right, but this is just the way I viewed things. So barbering, you work with your hands. And I've always thought, like, you know, my goal is to build something that is through online. And I've always said barbering would be like a backup thing. Like if nothing is working, and maybe like by the time I'm like, let's say 30 years old, you know, I have barbering that I could fall back on. It's a skill that's always going to be in need. It's a blue collar, I guess you could say. And then it brings consistent income. You know, everybody needs a fucking haircut. And with a license, like, you can, that lasts you your whole time. You just got to renew it. So that's the way I view barbering, which is why I've been just almost side hustling it in a way. And you know what they say, if you don't give one of your hustles the full time, then you're just gonna get side hustle money. So if you're using it as a side hustle, you're getting side hustle money, which means not as much as a full time. So yeah, barbering is one of those things that I do. Then the sneaker consignment reselling, I have a video where I pretty much talk about like the rough outline of like all this, all what it is Stadium Goods consignment reselling. You send your shoes to Stadium Goods. Once Stadium Goods actually makes the sale on your shoes, they just take 20% of the cut and you keep the rest. And so you pretty much source, and I think what is called is arbitrage. You search shoes up on StockX and GOAT that are undervalued. You buy them undervalued, and then you sell them at Stadium Goods. You ship them to Stadium Goods where they sell for more. And usually you try to go shoot for like a 30 to 50% profit margin. But the thing is, like, I've honestly been losing money on it for 7 months maybe, and I've pretty much tried everything you can with StockX and GOAT. And about a month ago, I reached out to the mentor that taught us this method, because I did pay in a school community to actually learn this. And he pretty much wrote me, like, because I wrote my whole experience that I've had. I wrote about my whole experience that I had, and then he replied to me, and pretty much like the gist of it was, consignment reselling with sourcing through StockX and GOAT has begun too hard, that you should move to Replica reselling. And so that, and then also buying from private suppliers like WhatsApp. You know, sometimes you could reach out to people in WhatsApp that are selling like 20 of one shoe and have a bunch of sizes, and you just buy the whole pallet, I guess you could call it. Yeah, it's a pallet. And pretty much what this has told me is that it's probably not an actual good business model to even hop into anymore. You know, because I experienced it the hard way. The sneaker market is very difficult right now at the moment. So right now at the moment, I stopped buying from StockX. I still have maybe like 3K worth of inventory at Stadium Goods, and I'm just trying to liquidate it. I ain't gonna lie, I've just been lowering the price every single week. Because I just need to get rid of that shit, bro. And I'm probably actually gonna quit that at the moment until maybe something actually works out or whatever. And if you're watching this video, I probably need a comment on the tutorial. I'd say don't do it. Don't hop into that Stadium Goods sneaker consignment reselling, because like I said, it's a very difficult market to hop into. You're better off somewhere else, because that's the reason I'm leaving. And yeah, so that's another thing I'm doing. And then every now and then I try to do Replica reselling. I just ordered a batch of like 5 of the blue Vans that are selling like crazy. They're like, well, the real version are selling like for 300. I don't know how much I bought them for, but I bought 5 of them, and I'm planning on selling them for like 150, maybe 170 if I could. But when I bought them, I was like, bro, what am I low-key doing, bro? Like, it almost was like a wake-up call. It's like, I'm over here like trying to hustle Replica shit. Like, you know, I'm low-key better than this. Like, I could be a business owner of some sort. Like, Replica reselling, you know, it's like, I mean, could you compare? I was gonna say it's almost like selling drugs, but not really, because drugs, you're actually fucking up people's lives. I feel like with Replica reselling, you're just selling to people that, you know, want the product but don't want to splurge like crazy on the real version, but they want the closest to being an authentic replica. So yeah, I've been just trying to do that. This is the first time that I low-key think I'm gonna have like a actually good batch of like shoes that are good quality, because in the past they've had flaws. When I was selling AirPods are electronics, so they're always gonna have flaws, like the quality, the software, and everything. Like, but I think this time it would actually be good. I've lost my Facebook account over Replica reselling. I've lost, what else have I lost? I lost another Facebook. I lost 2 Facebook accounts. My main phone, I can't even sell on Facebook no more. I have to actually use this phone to use Facebook. But the thing is, since it's a Google Pixel, let's say I do get banned on Facebook, I could just make another account inside the phone that isn't connected to it has users like a Windows computer that isn't connected to. So if you get banned on one, you can just make another Google account and then make a Facebook account on there, and it's not going to tie back to your old Google account that got banned, or Facebook account that got banned. So yeah, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like with Replica reselling, like, I've low-key tried and like I don't get nowhere with it. Like, I made pretty decent money with AirPods last year, like around this time. And what else was I selling? Honestly, I think I was just selling AirPods, to be honest with you. And then I sold a few Replica shoes, but those are the ones that I'm like, the quality wasn't all that good. The supplier, I wasn't really fucking with the quality. And so yeah, I'm hoping, I mean, I do want to get out of rep reselling, even though I'm not even fully in. Like, I'm not even making money to be considered in. But, you know, I'm still just consider myself, because I just bought a batch. that's on the way. If it, hopefully I could actually, hopefully this supplier has good quality so that I could keep sourcing and it actually sells, because I plan on posting on eBay. The thing about eBay is that, bro, they're so strict about all that shit. And I don't know why I feel like my account just doesn't get no views. Like, I have other shit that I'm selling, real shit, and really, like, bro, nothing gets like views for real. And I don't know if that's like just everybody, or I'm not promoting enough on the using the promote percent feature, whatever it's called, or what. But yeah, I'm gonna just, when I get them, I'm gonna list them on eBay. I'm gonna probably have to list them as like custom so that I don't get hit with none of that. The reason I also order vans is because I feel like nobody's like, oh, I'm gonna legit check these vans. Like, I don't feel like that's a common thought or question that comes to people's minds. Could be wrong though, because these are like the expensive versions of them. But yeah, I'm rambling on for Replica reselling. Let's just hope whenever I get this batch, I could just flip it quick, and that actually justifies me buying more inventory. The way I actually, let me just say this one last thing. The way I actually found out that I want to source specifically these vans is because on StockX, if you sort it, you can actually sort the sneakers by highest amount sold in the last 3 months. And it was probably like the third or fourth one. I think the top ones were like a Jordan 4 and then the Jordan 5 Wolf Gray. And I did want to get those, but bro, the shipping on this supplier is low-key a lot. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I was like, I'm gonna go with a safe play and go with the vans, because the vans were cheaper. And then they would just be cheaper overall and have the highest margin. That's another thing I'll do. And another thing I'm trying to get into is trading. I've made videos on this, not videos, but I've talked about in my past videos about this. I really feel like trading makes sense for me because I'm a very just, I don't know if you could call it antisocial. I searched it up the other day and it's like, I'm not antisocial, I'm asocial, I think it's called. Where I mean, because I think being antisocial means you can't go out and socialize with people, like not even friends or nothing. Like, it gives you crazy amounts of anxiety. No, I can go out, I can go to the Walmart and get my fucking, let's say, deodorant, all my toiletries, that's what it's called. I can go order my food, I can call on the phone, order my food, place an order to go. But you get what I'm saying. But I don't go out my way to socialize with people, and I honestly don't enjoy it at the moment. Maybe in the future, I definitely have to get out of this bubble. I don't really like dealing with people, and so trading is all you. Like, you're just here on your computer, you're just reading charts. It's pretty much data. You just analyze data, and you, based on your judgment and what you make from that data, you just go in and you either profit or you don't. But most of the time, if your strategy is good, then you are going to profit. I don't know too much about it yet still, but that's the way I've interpreted it. And so the way I kind of see this is like skilled gambling in a way. It's the closest thing I could compare it to. I like to go to the casino every now and then with my friends. But the thing is, I don't really gamble too much money because I don't have any money. Like I said, I haven't made more than $10,000 in this year, in these 6 months alone. So I don't have the money to gamble. And so the way I see trading is like skilled gambling. You know, you still get somewhat of a thrill in a way, but it's mostly anxiety, or apparently that's what most traders say. And I feel like I'm controlled. I'm a controlled person emotionally. Even when I lose money, I just lost, back to rep reselling. I bought a Babe hoodie for $80. I put it on auction on eBay. I sold it for $18. And I feel like most people who would be in my position where they don't have too much money, they would actually like low-key trip out from hearing that. But I'm kind of like, bro, it's just the price of the game. Like, I just gotta sell it, whatever. It's a loss. And I've already lost quite a bit of money on consignment reselling. But you know, it's just the way I see it is I paid for a lesson. You know, like with college, you pay your $12K per semester or $12K for a year, and you're gonna learn. Consider this like any loss I take, I consider it me paying for a lesson, me paying for college, me paying for learning. course or whatever. And so back to trading, I feel like I could take losses, but you really never know until you enter a trade, I assume. So I can't really talk too much about that. But it makes sense to me because yeah, I'm a very analytical person. I like to look at data. I like to look at, I don't know, I like to make calculations and see if I'm right or wrong. I used to do sports gambling. I joined a Discord probably a year and a half ago, and honestly I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't making enough profit for me to stay in it. Maybe the Discord was ass, I don't know, but I enjoyed it. So I feel like trading is probably the most scalable form of gambling, I guess you could say. At least that's the way I'm interpreting it. That's the way I see it. But right now I've been stalling on learning on it so much simply because I have all these other things going on. And about another thing I'm gonna talk about at the end, closer to the end. This is low-key gonna be a long ass video, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm really 1 foot in, 1 foot out at the moment on trading. And I know I need to just fully dive in. And then the last thing I do, the thing that I'm most skilled at, I believe, is music production and just music in general. I've been making beats since February of 2021 when I first downloaded FL Studio, and I truly fell in love with it. Like that whole first year, like I spent so many hours on FL Studio. I was at the end of my senior year at that moment in time when I first started it, and pretty much in that summer, I usually every single summer in high school I would work for a temp agency that sends out temporary workers to apartment complexes, and I would do that in the summer to run up a little bit of money right before school. But this summer I ended up not doing it because I just wanted to focus on learning making beats. I literally just wanted to do that. I would binge watch so much YouTube. I probably watched, I was gonna say 10,000 hours, but maybe not. I don't know how many hours are in 1 year. I need to, what's the calculation on that? 24 times 365, 8,000. Honestly, so in 1 year there's 8,760 hours. Let's say maybe I would spend maybe like minimum 5 hours a day on YouTube times 365, 1,825. And then okay, maybe I'm a little under 10,000 now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'm at like, let's put it at 5,000. I probably watched 5,000 hours on just music alone, production, FLP breakdowns, how to mix, compression, EQing, vocal delivery, because sometimes I'll be rapping on my own shit, auto tune, and just all that shit, how to master. So this is a skill that I've really dedicated a lot of time to, but what hurts is that it literally makes me little to no money at the moment. And it sucks to say because I feel like what's to blame is me and my friends who we all made music. We didn't promote enough. We didn't put ourselves out there enough during, I guess, this run that we went on. Me and my homie Reselling and Mars, we would have studio sessions all the time here at literally here, and I don't want to say albums because we're not in a professional studio, we're not labels, we made tapes yeah, we made so many songs, stay up till like 5 a.m. just making shit. Then he would be in Houston making shit, sending it to me to mix, put it out. Then one time he recorded a music video with an iPhone, and somehow I got the footage for it, and I secretly just started editing because I wanted to learn a little bit about editing, and I learned how to edit a music video a little bit. And I'm not like crazy good at it, but I did that. So I've invested a shit ton of time into it, but I didn't invest enough time into marketing and putting myself out there as a producer. And so, you know, they always say it's never too late, but I personally feel like it's too late. I'm 23 years old, and if I check my BeatStars, my DistroKid, because we have splits too, so I get some money from my friends' music. If I check both of those, which is where I would get most of my income, I think I checked and it's a combined like $48, bro, at the moment. So probably just this year, yeah. So I really feel like I need to pivot from it. And it's hard to it's not really been hard because I've been keeping myself occupied with other shit, but it's hard to say that I guess I failed at music. I failed at it. But you know, honestly, you never fail until you actually quit. I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna keep making beats. I'm just not gonna look for it as a source of income, like a primary source of income, because I have other higher leverage things I could do, like cutting hair, like replica reselling, or learning how to day trade. Part of me does feel not guilty, but like I hold myself by learning music production when I could have, let's say, learned day trading, built an actual e-commerce business instead. But you know, everything happens for a reason. Who knows, maybe this skill of music production will actually pay itself off in 10 years. I don't know, maybe I get some massive opportunity, it just comes by, who knows. But music production really taught me how to teach myself. I isolated myself during those years, and I locked myself into my room and just binge watch YouTube. Like I just said, I would binge watch because I fell in love with it. Pierre Bourne is my biggest inspiration, and he's my favorite artist, favorite producer, and I really wanted to know how to make shit like that, and that's the reason why I hopped into music production. I was just curious on how you make it. All throughout high school, I was always curious about how to make a Pierre type beat. I would just watch FLP breakdowns before I even hopped on FL. So this is a skill that I love, but it doesn't pay at the moment, and obviously it's my fault. I can't blame nobody else but myself for it. But what I can say is that I need to fall back on it because it's not bringing me no money. That's the point of this video. And it's taking up time from, let's say, barbering. I guess you could, even though I don't cut hairs too much, I could, let's say I'm fully booked out, but I still gotta make beats. That could be time I could be investing into maybe editing barber content instead of making beats. And so, yeah. Only time I really like to make beats is on stream because it's more content for y'all for this channel. But other than that, I don't really know, bro. Because also, I've recorded and made songs with my beats. I have so many songs with my boy Darius, Babyface Darius, and almost maybe like 5% of the songs that we have made are out. And you know, I can't force somebody to drop them, and I can't force drop them myself, you know, those are his songs. But like, I just can't keep betting on my beats to make me income. That's really it. And so, yeah, I personally need to fall back on this, and I will. I've already done it a bit, but I might have to do a little bit more. And so, yeah, this next thing that I'm going to talk about is low-key something that I need to admit to myself, and I need to fix. I think another one of the reasons why I'm not where I want to be at is because I consume too much content on social media. I've caught myself doing too much of the just opening my phone and jumping straight into Instagram, and I just fall into the algorithm. I just consume. Then like 30-40 minutes go by and I'm like, oh shit, I could have done this, I could have done that. And then another thing I did recently, I put a 1 hour limit on Instagram and TikTok, and which means after 1 hour, it doesn't close the app, but it pops up a thing where, oh, your time is up, and you can press ignore and then ignore for a specific amount of time, or just ignore for the rest of the day, or you just press okay. And so at first I would be like, okay, yeah, let me hop off of it. But then once I found out about that 15-minute thing, I just catch myself pressing remind me 15 minutes later, and then boom, I'm back on the app. But after 15 minutes, it kicks me out. And so what I notice I also do is once I'm on Instagram, boom, the app, the thing blocks me. I hop out and then I hop into TikTok. Then at TikTok, once the thing pops up, boom, I leave the app and then I go into YouTube Shorts. And it's low-key a cycle, bro. And I really need to hop off of it because I do think it's holding me back, and I probably don't realize how much it's holding me back, but I know it's holding me back at least a little bit. And you know, I'm just trying to be real with y'all. So this is honestly embarrassing for me to say because I have shorts where I'm trying to tell people to lock in, And really, I'm just trying to help people. But I also know I'm low-key being a little bit of a hypocrite. But as long as I can play that character into motivating somebody, that actually satisfies me, you know. I like that I'm able to motivate somebody else to do better. And it's almost also me talking to myself, because sometimes I rewatch my shorts, my TikToks, and I'm like, damn, I need to lock in. And then I lock in for a little bit, and then I fall back into the cycle. And so now, what even is this video about? This video is about really just me being real with y'all about my current situation and why I feel like I'm in my current situation. Obviously, mostly everybody is in charge of why they are where they are. And I know I am where I am because of me, because of the decisions I've made, and just, yeah, every single decision that I've made has led me to this exact point. And I've thought about it the past 3 years. I really haven't really gained much. It's almost maybe just a little bit, because I've been cutting hair for about 3 years, and that's honestly the most financial benefiting skill that I've learned. And so those three, that's why I will add this, but I haven't utilized it enough. And I'm so conflicted, because I know I literally just watched a 3-hour course from a barber YouTuber named JV Cuts. And he pretty much woke me up in a way. I'm like, bro, I should low-key just lock in onto the barbering. But then I started to think, I could do day trading though. I could do this, I could do that. So I'm very conflicted at the moment. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to focus on, because I also want to day trade. I want to trade. I know it's a skill I can do, and I know it can be very beneficial if I can learn it. But the thing is, it's gonna take time. At the moment, I can scale barbering probably the fastest. All I need is to just make more content with my clients on my Instagram to attract more clients, and then that's gonna bring more money into my pockets. But I don't know if I will still have the drive and the mental capacity to still want to learn trading. But I also don't know if that's even worth it. Like, if sacrificing the hours I do barbering just to be able to learn trading, is that actually beneficial to me? So if you were in my situation, what would you do? Or are you in a similar situation like me? What did you do to get out of it, if you have already gotten out of it? Yeah, I feel like if it was somebody else telling me this, I would probably have a way clearer answer, because I'm not inside their mind. I'm viewing it from a third person point of view. So y'all are seeing a third person point of view of my situation, of what I'm talking about. And so my question is, what would you do? What should I do? And yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this long ass rant, long ass intervention, I don't know, yap sesh about my life. It's kind of, it almost was like a sad setting, but it's not really sad. I'm still good. I'm not homeless. I'm not broke as shit. Like, I can't afford no food. I'm still good. I'm still blessed at the end of the day. I got a bed. I got electricity, air conditioning. I got my parents with me, my family. I got a phone. I got a computer. I can make content for y'all. I got the skill of barbering. I'm no way, shape or form broke as fuck. Or no, I am broke as fuck, but I'm in no way actually fucked up in life. This is just me ranting about just my situation. And you don't have to feel bad for me, because like I said, I've put myself into this situation. This is all me. But I hope y'all can relate. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you have anything to say to me, or anything to say, comment. Probably for the next video, I'll go back to giving y'all value, because I do still know about a lot of things business-wise that I just haven't needed to utilize, because I haven't put myself in a situation where I need to utilize them. I pretty much give all my business advice to my friends, and I've thought, what if I just give it on YouTube so that other people can use it, rather than it just stay in my head and in my circle of friends. So that's why I make these type of videos. This one was kind of different. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you later.